Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Misiak. Today, we're kind of like pulling back the curtains and revealing some more truth. Grab your coffee or tea, come chat with me. So, let's get honest, like real honest today with ourselves. So, I have definitely caught myself lying to myself, or it's not even lying. We really call it denial. And sometimes, so there's denial where you're in real deep, like you don't even know that you're lying. Um, and then there's, you're kind of just pretending. So let's get into it today. Because here's the thing. If you're lying to yourself or even lying to others, the person you're going to hurt most is you. You're going to be the one suffering. And I talk about this because I did this for so long. And in fact, when I was becoming an empowerment coach, I actually went to a retreat with the person that put this program together, my mentor, and she broke me wide open. I was going through the course thinking, oh, I'm good where I'm at. Like, I don't need any help, but I think even at that point, I didn't think I even needed support. I'm like, I'm good. I'm empowered. I'm becoming an empowerment coach. Why would I need help? And I was so grateful that I went to her live retreat because she broke me wide open. And I was like, I went in there happy. I was like, I just want to be around other like-minded women. Yay, me. And I left like in tears. It turned into happy tears, but I bawled and I felt emotions that were bottled up for so many years. So when we lie to ourselves, we're really just keeping ourselves small. It can be from, I used to hide behind masks. I've talked about this before. So if you're hearing it over again, I apologize. I was the type of person that put personas on, different personas. And, to fit in, I think I had 5 different groups of different groups in high school. Like I would fit in wherever because I knew how to people please people. I knew what to put on. I knew what to say. And that turned into me not even knowing who I was. And then I just became this like lost girl, like wandering. And later on, like I found like, here and there, let's just fast forward a little bit. And I then came into the world of The Secret. The movie that came out, I don't remember what year it is, but The Secret, it was in a book as well, and The Law of Attraction. I love the aspects of a law of attraction and things like that. And I really took that on. But one of the things that I did that wasn't really great was it was, fake it till you make it. I faked it so hard that I was lying to myself. And I have like this kind of hate-love relationship with that saying. I get it. Like you do. It's almost like you want to fake it till you make it. But now I've discovered that doesn't work either. And hang on for a second. If you're like, oh, I don't think I like this, where this is going, I'll explain how I look at it now. But what happened was I faked that I was happy. It's like, how are you today? I'm amazing. Even though I might have been like horribly sad inside. Just like, I'm amazing. I never told anybody that I was unhappy. I was like, if I'm happy or if I pretend I'm happy, I'll be happy. And deep down inside, I was just falling apart. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't show the world that you're happy, but you also have to be honest. And that's why I try so much now to be open with you and literally so transparent as much as I can be every day, because it's so important for you to know that I'm not perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. And I actually record these in a live setting, so I don't edit them either, because Coffee Chat was designed to be live so you could chat with me. And just because I'm taking a step back and spending more time with my son and really reconnecting with myself and really figuring out where I'm going, I've just decided to record them for a while. But I still do them in a live, like I don't edit. It's me. So back to, I kind of got off sidetrack here a little bit. So the faking it till you make it, like if you're faking your emotions, like it doesn't, you don't have to be negative around people either, but it's having close people to talk it out. Like my husband and I, we share, he now knows. It took him a while, but when I'm not even venting, but I'm sharing, and he now knows just to listen. He's a fixer. He likes to fix things. So now he knows that I just need to listen, for him to listen. Another great way is journaling, getting those out. It's just if you fake it to yourself, then you're bottling up emotions. Like emotions in our life are there to show us stuff. Like if you're unhappy, pretending to not be happy is not going to solve your unhappiness. It's figuring out why. Are your expectations too high? Do you think you have to be perfect? Like what is going on? And when you address that, then you can actually really be happy. But if you bottle it up, it's under the surface and it is going to erupt like a huge volcano, and it's probably going to happen at the worst time possible. Because for me, it did. It erupted all the time. I was a hot mess all the time around the people I loved. So the people I felt comfortable with constantly saw me angry, upset, and miserable because I'd put on this front all the time and pretend I was happy. I was trying to tell myself I was happy, and then I just explode. So what do I do instead of faking it till you make it? And this is something new that's come to me, and it makes so much more sense because I was so done with faking it till you make it. You have to envision the person you're going to be when it happens. Yeah, you got to envision, so it's not pretending that you're something else. It's imagining you're that person a year from now, or even a day from now, a month from now, whatever this is. And imagine, because the person that gets you to your goal that's happening, you're not going to be the same person you are when you achieve that goal. You're going to have struggles. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have challenges that challenge you up to the wazoo. And you're going to become not a new person, you're just going to become a stronger person that you already are. But you're really going to grow through this to get to that goal. So it's not about faking it. Because then, even in itself, faking it till you make it, when you're fake, nothing good comes out of being fake. So it's about imagining the type of person you're going to be when you achieve that goal. When does that goal happen? Is it a month from now, 2 months from now, whatever it is? What type of person are you going to be when that goal happens? And then it's imagining what do I need to do to become that person? And it really just falls into place. And then you're not faking it anymore. You are that person. You're just growing into that person's shoes, into your own shoes, really. You're just growing to become that person that's going to achieve that goal, or achieve happiness, or, peace, whatever it is that you're looking for. But it's visualizing the person you're going to be, and then you become that person. Now, it doesn't always happen overnight, and and I'm not going to say it doesn't, because amazing things happen, especially when you visualize and you feel the emotions you'll feel when you get there. And doesn't that feel so much better than faking it? Because faking it to me just feels like I'm lying of who I am. We don't want to lie about who we are, because, again, we only hurt ourselves. So it's being open and honest. And then, so let's talk more about, where maybe in your life aren't you being honest? Where are you miserable? Where are you frustrated? Where could you use help and support? What do you need help with? We all need support. We all need support. I am part of a mompreneur group because I need support with my business. I had a business coach because I need support with my business. We all need support from time to time. So where do you need support? And then where are you lying to yourself? Where are you pretending to be happy or overlooking somebody's behaviors? If something's bothering you, be aware of it. Here's an example, and I think I've used it before, but I think it's a good one. actually, it's slightly different. So here's an, it kind of works with what it is. It's just being honest with people around you too. So, and I went to school for fashion design in Toronto. So I lived there, and I had a roommate, and he didn't really do the dishes or the cleaning very often. And my workload was pretty brutal. Anyways, so I just felt like he never did the dishes. So instead of talking to him, what did I do? I talked to my friends about it. I talked to him nonstop. I complained and I complained and I complained. Complaining to them is not going to help my situation. It's just going to give more negative energy out. Who needs that? My friends probably got sick of it. I don't even remember that. But what I should have done was just talk nicely to my roommate. Why didn't I do that? I didn't want him to hate me. I didn't want him to not like me. I didn't want him to, it was like, what would he think of me if I bring this up? I didn't want him to be mad at me. That's really what it is when we start lying to people too. We don't speak our truth. Or we don't speak up and be like, look, because all it would have done was like take a minute conversation like, hey, look, can you do the dishes from time to time? I have a busy workload too. Can we just work on something together? It's as easy as that, having a conversation. But instead I put so much energy on complaining about it that, so I wasn't being honest with my roommate. So where, like, in your life could you just have, and it's not about having a conversation. It's not waiting until you're so frustrated that you blow up at somebody. Like there could be, say your spouse does something that annoys you and you're like, oh my goodness. And then you don't tell them. And then you wait until you blow up at them. They don't take that really good because then you're yelling at them. If you just do it when it's like, oh, I really don't like this. Let's have an open conversation. It might not change anything, but at least the other person now knows how you feel. Same with you. Are you being too busy being busy to really sit down and be honest with yourself? What is it you want? And are you doing it? If you're not doing it, are you telling yourself excuses not to do it? Because we get so good at coming up with excuses. I'm not good enough, or it's not a good time. I'm a mom, I shouldn't be doing this right now, or I need to put all my time to the kids. Like whatever's showing up, be honest with yourself. That's all I ask today, is be open and honest with yourself. You don't have to tell me what's going on unless you want to. I'm here for you. But be honest with yourself today. Just kind of sit down and be like, have you been, stressing over something? Have you found that you're you're triggered by something, or you just blow up at people? Sit down and have an honest conversation. Like maybe you're losing it on your kids all the time. Have an honest conversation with yourself. What is it? Is it something your kids are doing? Or is it the fact that you're not taking time for you? Or maybe you feel like there's this tug of war, like I talked about before, where it's like you have this passion you want to do, but you want to take care of the kids, and it's like tug of war. And maybe you're frustrated that this is going on right now. Sit back and really just be honest with yourself. Is there somebody you need to tell? Something you need to share with somebody and be honest with them. And now being honest with somebody, and I want to really make this clear, is it's not about making somebody else feel bad. When it's coming from a place of love. And that's why I always say, talk about it before it gets to, explosion stage. Because think of a bottle of champagne. Like somebody shakes it once, it might explode, but all of a sudden, the same person does whatever it is that is bothering you, and you're shaking it. That thing is gonna blow off the top, wide over everywhere. It's about being honest with you and yourself and the people around you before it gets to the point where it's gonna explode everywhere, and it's gonna be a little messy. So being just honest with yourself. What do you need right now? Are there people in your life that you need something from? Maybe it's, what? I'd like to spend some more time with you, or whatever it may be. Maybe it's you need to spend more time with yourself. As being honest with people is like, look, I need you to take care of my child or children. I just need an hour myself, like once a week or whatever it may be. So it's getting really, really clear on where you're not being honest with yourself. And I say this all with love because I find myself there a lot where I'm like, wait a second, I'm lying to myself again. Like you're talking to a girl that was in denial, like super deep denial. I had all this support around me. I didn't think I needed it. And here I am going through for an empowerment coach. And like, so if you think all is good and your world does not reflect that, like, so there's chaos everywhere. Life isn't just going kind of not going the way you want it to, but you like, I'm all good. I'm good where I'm at. Just really check in with yourself. You don't have to tell anybody else if you don't want to. Be at least honest with yourself. And maybe you are completely honest with yourself and maybe you just need some love. Then in that case, check on some of the other coffee chats I've done this month because you don't need this one then. But it's just we tend to sugarcoat things to make us feel better. And sometimes all we need to do is feel and be honest with ourselves. Where in your life would you like to improve at? Because here's the other thing about truth. If we're not honest with ourselves, we will just keep driving forward. It's like you're going on a road trip and you know where you want to go. Actually, it's like men. Well, I don't know because my husband actually asked for directions. He has no problem asking for directions if he needs it. And now we have phones. But it's like you're driving and you're like, yeah, we're going on the right way. We're going, but you know you're lost. But you're like, no, we're good. We're going to keep on that road. And then you're hours in the opposite direction from where you wanted to go. That's kind of how being dishonest with yourself and even others, when you're like, you're going along in life. It's like, okay, like something's bothering you, but you're like, it's not bothering me enough. It's okay. I'll just keep driving. Just keep going forward. That thing's going to stick with you until you really address it. And until you're actually honest with yourself, you can't actually really address it. It's like a fun little thing that you gotta shine some light on your truth. And I did that it's been this past year. I'm trying to remember exactly. I don't actually know the day it switched over. And I think I've mentioned this before too. But even with my business, I was going down a different path that I felt I wanted to go on, but I wasn't 100% sure. And so I kept going and going and going and going. And then I look back going, oh, why did I go down this way? I meant to go over there. So I don't regret going down the wrong path because it taught me a lot. And I'm a different person for it. I'm a stronger person. I know what I want and I know what I don't want. So that's cool. But if I would have caught myself faster, I might not have had to backtrack so far. But that's like I made peace with it actually. I have made peace. At the time I was not very happy with my decisions. But now I look at it as it was a learning thing. So the sooner you are honest with yourself, the sooner you can course correct. And, I just went down, I listened to other people instead of my own self, my own being. And, just kept going instead of slowing down. So where in your life do you maybe need to slow down and be honest with yourself? Take some time today if you can. And if not today, at least this week. Please do yourself this and be honest with yourself. Amazing, amazing things happen when you're honest with yourself and you know where you're headed and like you can actually make sure you're on the right path. It really is important. And amazing things came into my life when I was honest with myself. And it could even be as the truth is I failed at this, or the truth is, yes, I made a mistake. Yes, I made a mistake. I used to not want to make mistakes. Like I feel really bad if I made a mistake. And now I own them. I own my mistakes. When I make a mistake, I'm like, okay. Or like I'm cool with going to my husband like, you're right. You are right. You're absolutely right. Before I was always like, I need to be right. I need to be right. I don't need to be right. I would just, I like to own what is and like what my mistakes are. And just when you shine light on your truth, you allow yourself to move forward. If you keep lying to yourself, you keep yourself stuck with where you are. Like I look at the year that I went down the wrong path, and no wonder I was stuck. My wheels were turning and I was going nowhere because I wasn't honest with myself. And at that point, I didn't even know what I needed or wanted, but I just kept going. So sometimes we just need to slow down and ask ourselves, what's going on? I hope you have an amazing, amazing, beautiful, beautiful day. Sending you so much love and light. Bye for now.